Hello everyone and welcome to the LSI F1.5 Championship. We're here today for the Austrian Grand Prix, the final sprint race of the season, round 14. Already coming to the closing stages and the championship is getting very, very heated. Benjamin leads the way. Gilly is now very, very close behind. Cohen's got a lot of work to do, but it's not impossible, especially with the form that they're on right now. We're in qualifying at the moment. And as it is Austria, qualifying can be very, very important. We do have that sprint race, which will help a couple people who are stronger on race pace. But still, qualifying is going to be important around Austria. We didn't see any safety cars yesterday, so maybe that will come into consideration for today's race. Maybe it won't. I don't quite know. Zingy, before I go and ask about qualifying, going on the lap and stuff, I want to ask you about strategies, as you also have DRS that plays a big part of strategies around the circuit. What do you need to do?
Well, I'd say probably go for the the hard medium, sorry. Hard medium is probably the best strategy, as with every other circuit in the game. However, if you want to try and break away from that train and then use hards and then be caught up towards the end, but still have ERS, maybe a medium hards will be good. Maybe Cohen, who's known for being very good in qualifying, is actually Heischler sets the pole position that time. When people near the front can try mediums, break away together, and then potentially win it on that. But it's going to be difficult to see, as it's a very close track and there's not really much room for errors here.
So if you started on a set of hard tyres, that pace is kind of cancelled out by the DRS then?
Depends on how much you go away in lap 1 and 2.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I guess you also get the benefit of the automatically warm tyres from the start of the race. No formation lap, of course. So there is a benefit in that regard as well. But yeah, around Austria, it can usually be very, very chaotic. Will F1.5 have safety cars? We do not know. We'll have to wait and see. Heischler goes through. Robbo will start a lap. Zingy, will you be able to take us through on this one?
Of course I will. Coming through the last corner now. You want to turn that ERS on? Has he turned it on? I think he has now. Right, stop the flashing, and away we go for a lap of Austria. Coming into turn 1 now. You want to get on the little rumble strip on the left, as Robbo's doing. Brake about 75 metres. You can brake very late if it's uphill. Right-hander, don't touch the sausage curb on the right, otherwise you will be probably spinning into the wall. Now, coming up towards turn 3 is this little kink is actually turn 2. You want to ride the rumble strip once again, braking about 75 metres, and you want to not touch the curb on exit as it will unsettle the car. But coming now into turn 4, you need to really set it up once again, using all the track to your advantage. Get a really wide entry, braking around 75 metres once again for this downhill right-hander. He runs on the rumble strip on the right, which I wouldn't recommend, but he's done it anyway. Now coming into the fast left-handers, you need to open up the steering arm as much as you possibly can coming through the first corner. And now the second one, you want to hold it on the left-hand side a bit, and then drift it out wide. Robbo purple to the middle sector. Under the Pirelli board now, coming through the last few corners. He rides on the left-hand side there. He goes a bit wide, maybe losing a bit of time. Coming into the last corner now, you want to get very close to the track limits, but not expend it too much. And he's lost a lot of time, and it's only P7.
Yeah, so only improving by about half a tenth. They made a couple mistakes in that final sector. Cohen disqualified from the session for blocking the pit exit as they spun. They spun on the pit exit, it seems, and that was enough to disqualify them. So they start at the back of the grid. Luckily, this is a sprint race, but that is absolutely crucial. What just happened there? Sorry, I'm going to see if I can find out what just happened.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, you said the pit lane infringement, so maybe potentially they, as you said, spun and just couldn't get the car going. Maybe beaching it on the grass, as it's actually quite difficult to get the car out of the grass sometimes. Anyhow, Heischler is going to start a lap, and he's going to try and potentially breach out that gap to, it was Cohen, but now it's Benjamin by, how much is that? That is 200ths of a second. The gaps are absolutely minimal around Austria. You can't really do anything. You need to just push as much as you can to get the most out of the car at all times. And that proves how good Highshore is at doing that. Coming for the first corner, he rides the curb a little bit. And that's not very good for his lap time on, let's say, the first sector. Coming up to it now, and it's going to be 4,400 up. 44, just like his favourite driver, Lewis Hamilton, inspired by the greatest of all time. And now coming through the middle sector now, we're going to look on board with anyone else. Gillies made a bit of a mistake turn one. He went off wide, so he won't be setting a lap. Is Dave Raptors on the lap? No. So most people are not on the lap at the moment, with the exception of JJ, who's coming through the first sector. However, I want to see Heischler's middle split coming through now, and it's going to be 4 milliseconds down actually, so he's lost a bit of time in the middle sector, which isn't ideal. Now coming through into the last corners, I remember that, no, never made it, wasn't Heischler or someone else who made the mistake. Coming through now, he's lost a bit of traction there, and coming through the last corner now, it's going to not be an improvement. Oh no, it is going to be an improvement. It's at a 4.9, that's a great lap. First guy to break into the 104s this evening, sorry.
Lovely stuff from Heischler, looking for possible pole. Can they possibly take a win here? The sprint race is definitely on the cards. Cohen, who was very quick, unfortunately now will start second to last, and if it's going to disqualify themselves, so they'll bump up a position. Doesn't really make too much of a difference though. But yeah, Cohen, that's really unfortunate. They spun on exit, it seems, and I think it instantly disqualified them, it says. So yeah, nothing we can do, and hopefully they can get back into this one. Anything can happen, especially at Austria. So we know also how good Cohen is at race start, so I'm sure he'll be able to get like quite a few positions right off the line. It's definitely a lot more difficult, especially with the nature of turn one thingy, as it's so tight. It's going to be quite tricky to get through.
Yeah, turn one's going to be really difficult. I mean, 90-degree right-hander, cars are going to be turning sharply, and if you're on that inside trying to make maneuvers, I'd say that it's going to be quite difficult. I mean, don't get me wrong, that outside's looking very tasty for some drivers at the turn one. Don't get me wrong. And by outside, I don't mean the outside of the track, I mean the off the track. I feel as though that there might be one or two people having a bit of an excursion, which I hope not, because it's very bump out there. So if you see people going out there, they're most likely going to lose time and positions, which is obviously less than ideal.
That bump can absolutely ruin your race. It can put you in the wall. So you can ride wide to try and avoid any collisions, but you can't put your foot in, otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. So Robbo, I don't know if they're starting a lap here right now to see if they can try and improve. We know that they have pace. They just made a couple mistakes on that final run, and unfortunately they weren't able to improve too much. Their teammate not in this session as they retired off stream. Their controller disconnected, unfortunately, or was it their wheel disconnected? Either way, unfortunately, they're going to have to start in a similar situation to Cohen, but still they have a lot of potential to get back into this one. Robbo on to turn 4 and 5 now, going down to turn 6. Let's see, what can they do? Is it going to be tidier than before? Are they going to go purple in the middle sector? Yes, they are. Don't know if that's real or if that's a bug. You know, Cody's love to do that to us sometimes. It makes it more exciting regardless. Robbo now comes to the final two corners. What's it gonna be? Looks pretty tidy, a lot tidier than the last time we saw on the previous lap. This should be an improvement across the line. Here we go. And it is 6/10. Lovely stuff. Not enough for pole, but exactly a tenth away. P2, they could do a cooldown lap and come back out, but I don't think they're going to have much more time to go into the pit lane and come out on the fresh set of tyres, right?
I don't believe so at the moment. Let's see the time.
3 minutes left of the session.
Nah, they're fine. Let's see where he is. Yeah, he should be able to make it back to the pit lane. I mean, 1 minute lap time. Oh, actually, okay. He's gonna have to be a bit quick about it, but I do reckon they'll be able to make it back for one last run. Just don't need to dawdle about too much, and he will be fine.
I guess the disadvantage is that you would use an extra set of tyres, which you might want to save for a sprint race weekend. Possibly. Maybe.
Oh yeah, potentially. Yeah, I'd say maybe. So, because, I mean, you never know, safety car might come out, soft tyres might be put on, you've got a fresh set of soft tyres, maybe 1 or 2 laps, and you're going to be much faster. These soft tyres around Austria, they wear out quite significantly over the over 3 laps. And in the F1 game, you need about 2-3 laps of racing without a safety car. Otherwise, the game doesn't allow it. So basically, what I'm saying is that if you, what am I trying to say? Oh dear. Basically, your tires are going to go off near the end. So having the extra lap or 2 will help significantly.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, coming to the closing stages of qualifying, Gilly is one of the earlier runners. They're probably not going to get another one. I think Lalak also just set a lap time, unless they're going for a cooldown lap, I don't quite know. And they spun it on turn 6, unfortunately. Didn't get to turn 7 quite. That is unfortunately them going to be done with qualifying. They could cool their tyres down and have one more shot at it, but the chances of them having enough ERS to go one final time is very, very, very fine. Now we've got Benjamin looking to try and bump themselves up. They need to try and stay ahead of Gilly and Cohen. They just need to go as hard as they possibly can, basically, and they'll be absolutely fine. They're in a strong position. Oh, big mistake on the exit there. They're not going to get time for another run, so they're just going to have to use this as best as they can, if they can gain any time on it, that is. 1.3 seconds of a non-improvement. They're going to have to try and find 1.3 seconds in this lap. That's going to be very, very difficult to do. I don't think you can find 1.3 seconds in a 5.1. Maybe you can, but it's not going to be easy, as Robbo does go and set another lap time on that same tyre, a 4.8. Heischler, will they be able to come back and challenge for pole position? I don't know.
Heischler, yeah, he's on a lap right now. He's 300 up, which won't be enough. But if you recall back to a couple of minutes ago, I don't think you were watching, you were trying to figure out why Cohen got disqualified. He did make a mistake in the middle sector. So he eradicates that mistake, and he's on a charge for pole position at the moment. Coming through the fast left-handers now, he turns in a bit early there. No, you don't want to be doing that, but extends it out wide. Absolutely lovely. 3/10 up. High short 3/10 up in the middle sector. He runs it out wide nicely. He kind of loses the car a little bit. That'll lose him a couple of hundreds, but he will be fine at the moment for a pole position lap. He also, remember, made a mistake into the final corner, going a bit wide. Is he going to make that same mistake this time? No, he doesn't. He goes a bit wide, but the game does not penalise him. Going up to the line now. It's pole position with a 4.6. That's an absolutely fantastic lap.
Amazing stuff, though. That is Heischler on pole position right now. Dave Raptors, can they challenge? No. Unfortunately, they will not be able to improve. JJ, will they have a shot here? We know JJ's pretty rapid when they come to it across the line. What's it going to be for JJ? And it's going to be a P5 there in the end, and that will be qualifying complete. Heischler is on pole position for the sprint race. We have Robbo in P2 and Benjamin in P3. Wow. Okay, great news for Heischler. It's going to be very, very tasty into turn 1, I will say, though.
Tasty, that's one way to put it. I mean, that's a great lap from Heischler, though. So he's proven his pace already, and with the two races to come, he can nab some very big points in the championship.
Yeah, for sure. He's a reserve driver, so he doesn't really have anything to risk. He's just driving for himself, which is a pretty good thing, I guess you can say. Heischler takes pole position, Robbo in P2, and then Benjamin in P3. This is the rest of the grid, and then we will scroll through the race director, just in case we need to later on. And then we'll see you in a minute for the sprint race. Ready? Hold. Go! Who's going to get it into turn one? Will actually be able to make use of their pole position? I do not know. We're finally away. And the Mercedes right there. Benjamin gets a better run. They're going to be side by side. The Red Bull making moves right off the line. That's absolutely epic. The Ferrari in a bit of a squabble. I don't know if that was that with the Alfa Romeo. There's another Alfa Romeo off the circuit. Aisha gets away cleanly. Other than that, we've got the Red Bull now going to the inside line as they are trying their best to keep that position. I don't know if it's going to be possible. Yes, they will. The Red Bull makes a mistake on the exit as they have a very, very compromised line. That is Gilly in P5. Oliver Albers in P6 as he tries to hold on. Dave Raptors really wants it 3 wide right behind JJ, the Haas, and Larlock trying to squabble for position. Larlock's ahead. That is Frantic in P9. They just about hold on, but there's contact. There's contact, and that's JJ. Big mistake. Damage. I don't know who else got damaged there, but that was a little bit crazy. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, going into turn 4, it was absolutely mental. 3 wide for the free
Robbo's
drivers.
round!
Robbo's round! No way! He's made a mistake coming into the penultimate corner, and that's really messed him up for this weekend. He's going to have to watch out that he doesn't crash into anyone on rejoining the track. Now Frantic is going to be side by side with Robbo coming into turn 1. He's going to not use his ERS, he's going to let Robbo take the position, but will he get the switch back? It's not available, but that's his Haas teammate Oliver Albers. He's made a mistake, so the both Haas drivers have been having a not a very good start, and they've had a lot coming together potentially. I'm not too sure.
Not really sure, but look at Cohen. P6 is absolutely incredible for him. Really well done. Further behind, we've got Larlock having a look at Nifo. Going to try and go for another move? No. They are a higher tier driver. They don't need to risk anything. They can use them as, I hate to say it, but a bit of a battling ram if they really make use of it. Mio Diomati right behind Benjamin. These guys had a bit of a ding-dong in France, and now they're going to return to the battle. Mio Diomati looking rapid today. Hopefully he can hold this up and give Benjamin a good run for his money. They do have Gilly right behind, and we know that when DRS kicks in, Gilly is going to be an absolute weapon. Dave Raptors right behind is also there to pick up any pieces. Gilly going for the fastest lap. So Hai's just got to watch out. He has the advantage right now, but it could change very shortly.
Yeah, Benjamin's actually not in the DRS of Haisler, but Mildo Mate has managed to keep on to it for now, which is going to annoy Gilly in a way, because his light is flashing his Niffle going for the move on Cohen coming into turn 3, a very simple move. As also Larlock decides to go then say the Missy, and he's actually made it work. That's a great move before the corner even got there. And then goes Robbo. Robbo's down the inside of Vale too. Turn 3 looking a great spot to overtake. But is this Vale going to come back at Robbo coming into turn 4? He's got the DRS, but he's not going to use his ERS anymore. Coming into turn 4, and he's not going to look for the move. He's going to stay behind. However, Mildo Mate is not wanting to stay behind at all. He's all over the back of Benjamin. Benjamin maybe making a mistake, or Matty, just as I said before, having extreme pace as Haisler picks up a penalty. He's going to have to push rapidly now. Lap 3 already, and penalties are starting to come into fruition. But now coming onto the main straight, Matty's is going to be his best chance to get up into P2. Benjamin rigging that curve a little bit, but he manages to get the car stable, so that's fair enough to him. Now coming onto the straight, he's going to have to watch out for Gilly behind with his notorious straight line speed, but he's not going to challenge it at turn 1. That's absolutely ridiculous if he was to try that. But he thinks sensibly of it, and he stays to P4 for now. But Dave Raptors is looking all over the back of Gilly, so Gilly needs to get a move on here. But is Benjamin struggling for pace maybe on the higher fuel loads?
Yeah, it's interesting. Cohen getting a 3-second already as well. So many people struggling. That's Dave Raptors going a long way around on Gilly at turn 3. So that is pretty impressive. Will he be able to get it stuck round? No, Gilly understeers into the corner. Still though, Dave Raptors is there. Makes the move up into P4. Will he hold on to it, or will Gilly try and take it back? That's Dafari retiring in the pit lane, interestingly. They don't see any point of trying to come back in the sprint race, so they will start last. That is Gilly in P5, now getting threatened by Nifo, as Dave Raptors did secure that move. No reason for Nifo to make that move right there.
Matty's round. Matty will try to push to keep in the DRS of Ben as he started to drop him a little bit, and Gilly was pressurising him, and he's now back down all the way to P13, maybe 14, and Larlock's going to overtake him as well. So Matty's dropped from the very highs of P3 to all the way back down to 14th. It's dreadful stuff, but here comes Gilly. He sees this as an opportunity as Dave Raptors has no DRS. But here comes Niffle down the inside of Dave Raptors into turn 3. He's then broken himself, and Niffle's going to squeeze him onto the curb a little bit, and he does not get the move. Dave Raptors absolutely scintillating. Switch back, but just he got the traction down on those softer tyres. But now Niffle's going to go right around the outside of Dave Raptors. He's going to squeeze him to the curb, and that's an excellent move by Niffle, showing that he's a very good driver indeed. Especially when he's able to fight with people on the soft tyre. But now Gilly's gonna, he loses the back end a little bit there. However, Niffle's not gonna look for a move here at the moment, considering it is a bunch of corners, and probably not the best thing to do is Frantic and JJ back here having an absolutely incredible battle for P10. Not the final points position, as remember it is the sprint race, but JJ holds on for now. That McLaren straight line speed is actually quite good, so JJ holding on to that, well, not final point position, sorry, but he's holding on to P10 for the moment, and Frantic's not been able to do anything for now, so he's going to have to sit behind and wait for another opportunity.
We've got Niffo right behind Gilly. They're going to make that move. Once again, they don't need to fight them. As you saw, Niffo going for the move at turn 4 and Dave Raptors, they went as wide as they possibly could. Bit of a lock-up there for Niffo, and now here comes Cohen, who's got a pretty good run. Dave Raptor's got a better run, as he's going to take that move on Gilly. Not ideal for Gilly. Gilly needs to take as much as he possibly can, because currently the championship leader is running away with it, and he is quite far ahead. Neil Diamati retires from the session, interestingly, at turn 2, and that brings out a full safety car.
Well, who remembers back to qualifying, which was about like 10 minutes ago, where I said that soft tyres might come into fruition, especially after qualifying, because I think some people might peel into the pits. Benjamin opting to stay out, but don't tell me no one's coming in. Dave Raptors
has to. He has to.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's going to put on a new set of softs, I hope so anyway. And he will go to the end on this set. Remember, there's no mandatory tyre rule, as he's allowed to put on whatever tyres he wants, and it will be a set of soft tyres for him. This is Vale, Robbo. There seems to be a bit of contact because some cars had damage, so maybe there was more to that Neil Diamati incident. Obviously there's no one near him, but there might have been some carnage in the midfield that we didn't notice.
So I have a question for you, Zingy. What's better, a safety car to allow you to gain positions while having a time penalty, or not having a safety car but securing a slightly lower position? Because the likes of Cohen, Mizzy, Heischler, they're gonna, obviously Heischler can't make any extra positions, but they're gonna have a disadvantage with the time penalties, but they do have a second chance to try and make their way up the order a bit more. What do you prefer? What would you rather?
I'd rather be able to run my own race, because Benjamin might be more up to pace now, and he might have a chance to get in the DRS, and if he gets in the DRS, bang, game over. And that means Gilly's going to have to really pull out the stops here and try maybe even challenge Niffo. So Gilly's going to have to do some not mad manoeuvres, but some clean and opportunistic manoeuvres to try and get past, because he's in a championship battle. Don't get me mistaken, the points is 6 points, is it?
8 points for a win, and then 7.
No. I mean for the championship, the deficit.
I thought it was 18.
Oh.
Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't remember what it was, unfortunately. When I last checked, I do apologise.
I'll just check for you there.
Okay, perfect. Alright, we have Hutchler leading the way. Benjamin, Niffo, Gilly, Kermizzi, and Frantic in P7. I want to look at the pit stops. So we have JJ, who didn't make a pit stop. Neither did Oliver Albers, but they're right at the back of everybody else. Then we have Robbo, Dave Raptors, Vale, and Larlock, all on that soft tyre. Robbo, Dave Raptors, both with time penalties. This is probably actually a pretty good idea for them, although they're going to have to try and make a lot of moves. This is Vale, Larlock as well. It's basically their best shot at making any extra moves. The problem is they're going to be using that extra tyre that they will now no longer have for the race. We are about to go racing very, very shortly. Quick glimpse at the time penalties just before we get sorted. Heischer leads the way with a slight time penalty, and Benjamin in P2 at the moment. This is going to be an interesting one. The safety car goes off ahead. We will return racing on lap 9 out of 12. Benjamin will be the one to react. We've got Nifferjan behind. They've got to be selective on how they take this restart, of course. They can still race, but they just need to be careful. Benjamin has everything to lose here, so no risks needed for them right now, as long as their rivals stay behind where they are right now.
Yeah, the safety car about to get... the safety car restart about to get underway. Heischler's gone for it. He's gone for it early. Messi's made a mistake. He's in the wall. That's not exactly what you need at the start of our safety car restart. We're coming into turn 1 now. Is Benjamin going to look for the move on Heisch? He's not. He's going to think much better of it. But Gilly seems to have dropped back a little bit from Niffo. There seems to be a bit more contact forward back with Oliver Albers. So that's not very good for the debutee, unfortunately. Coming into turn 3, Benjamin having a little look up the inside, sticking his nose in a little bit. However, he's not going to think of the move for now. He's going to think of the long game, the championship. Speaking of the championship, JJ fighting for McLaren, of course, in the constructors. So he's trying his best to get up the field, and he can't at the moment. But Gilly's lost a place to Cohen. Cohen's now up into P4. However, he has got that penalty as JJ loses a couple places to this field and Robbo as well. So JJ's had an awful restart. It seems as though JJ can't get off the line well on restarts or safety car restarts. He's dropped back down to P10.
Remember, those guys are on the soft tyres, so it's not exactly a surprise, but it's not ideal. Of course, he might be able to catch back up on the time penalties later on, but 1.2 seconds is the gap to the car ahead, so it's not really looking too good right now. Cohen absolutely rapid at this stage, but they do need to try and get past 2 cars in order to get ahead of his championship rival. This could be a great opportunity here for Cohen, but he's got to make the move this lap. Niffo going to the inside. Benjamin is going to let them go. They can't afford to lose anything that they don't need to. That's Niffo going off the circuit. Cohen's going to have a look here. They have to get past at least one of these cars on this lap. Niffo goes defensive. Cohen doesn't go for it, but they're looking for the switchback. Cohen's got all the aggression in the world that he has to use. Is he going to go for the move right now? No. Niffo holds on at the moment, and Cohen's going to be absolutely furious with this one. He's just trying to take advantage of this time penalty, or not take advantage, minimize the damage, but he can't do it right now with 2 cars close together, causing a bit of a train.
Yeah, Gilly and Cohen are having severe issues. Cohen he's just now spun out of the last corner, but he keeps it just about, so Cohen absolutely pushing the limits. And speaking of pushing the limits, Heischler is 1.6 seconds ahead of Ben. That penalty is only, well, it is 3 seconds, so he's going to have to push a bit harder for now. But he can't seem to find the extra little bit that he needs.
Dave Raptors.
And now Dave Raptors. I was about to say he's going for a move. No, he's not. He's going to back out of it. He's going to think much better of it. He gets pinched to the inside. Gilly, he's made contact with Gilly. Gilly loses the car a bit. And now Dave Raptors on that much faster soft tyre is going to look for a move, probably down the inside into turn 4. Gilly won't defend it, but Dave Raptors thinks better of it. He's going to get the switchback, actually. That's a phenomenal move down the inside of Gilly, getting the switchback, and Dave Raptors is up into P5, and Robbo's made advantage of this, and he's up into P6. So Gilly's championship seems to be slipping away from him at the moment. He's P7, and he keeps on dropping positions. He can't do absolutely anything about it. Speaking of the championship, Ben cannot catch up to Heischler for the moment. It's 2.5 seconds the gap coming onto the last lap of the Grand Prix.
Dave Raptors is round. Dave Raptors is round. He lost it on the rear. I do not believe it. Rejoins the circuit, but what the hell just happened there? Dave Raptors looking so good. Yes, they had the time penalties, but now they got a lot more work to do to get back up the order, and they get past their teammate Larlock. Bit of contact, interestingly, which was a little bit unexpected, but back to the guys up ahead. Benjamin just needs a little bit more time. Niffo can't get through. Cohen, once again, just can't get through on the double run. The double DRS is too impossible for him to actually go for anything. I don't know what's going to happen here. Benjamin Benjamin just needs to try and find a little bit more time and he can take this win, at least provisionally right now. Heichler doing his absolute best. Can he find any more time in that final sector? I don't quite know. He's got the clean air. He just needs to focus on himself. Cohen can't find a way. It's all too late. It's all over. Robbo has the soft tire. Is he really going to try and go for a move? I don't know. Is he really going to look for it? No, it's the final corner. It's not possible. Heichler comes around the final corner to win. Benjamin is going to get it on time penalties. And that's Niffo. Heichler. This is Vale into P4. Gilly, Cohen, Robbo, JJ was, Cohen staying ahead of Robbo by 0.074 seconds in the end. That was absolutely incredible in the end right there.
That was an absolutely great finish. Heichler really had to push in that last lap. He couldn't get it. And Gilly getting up a few positions, just staying within that time penalty range. So Benjamin wins the sprint race, which also means that he starts on pole position for the main feature race, which is happening next.
Absolutely amazing. That's going to help him in the championship a lot. He's got a lot less to worry about. The pressure's slightly off. Cohen, I have to say, did a very good job to get back up the order after that issue. That time penalty, though, was pretty crippling, unfortunately for them. There are two higher tier drivers that will, of course, not count to points. That's Benjamin taking P1, Niffo P2, and we got Heichler. This is Val Gilly, Kern, Robbo, JJ, Larlick, Frantic, Oliver, Albers, Dave Raptors, Mizzy, and then DNFing was the two Alfa Romeos, Mil Diamatti and Tafari. We won't be able to see the race director, unfortunately, because of the bug. But that is actually Heichler P2, Gillian P3 and 4-4 Cohen because of the high tier drivers. We'll be back in a bit. Ready? Hold. Go! Who's going to get it into time one? This time we get away very, very quickly, and that is the Alpine getting a phenomenal start onto the inside. Will they be able to take the lead? No. Benjamin leads the way. Niffo losing the position to the Alpine, but goes to the inside. They get the run. There's smoke at the back. I don't know what's happened. I think just a moment on the grass has chucked up a bit of dust. That is the Williams trying to defend from Heichler. Heichler getting a terrible start. Bit of contact for them. That's with the Mercedes and the Haas. I don't know what happened there. Luckily, they managed to get away with it, but though the Mercedes wants to find a way through on the Haas, they wanted to have a look at the Aston, but they have to focus on defending the position. That is the Haas having the disadvantage, but are they going to push for the move again? No. They'll slot into behind. Very, very good stuff there for both drivers. Hard racing right on the opening lap. That is Benjamin doing everything that he needs to. He's got, this is Vale right behind him as well. Cohen into P3. Now Cohen needs to get a move on. He needs to try and use this Vale to help him here.
Yeah, this is an absolutely amazing start, as you mentioned before, coming out of the last corner now. He's going to have a lot of battery to use. I mean, everyone will, sorry. But this is Vale is moving to the inside. Is a VSC? Yeah, VSC.
Don't know what's happened
cars
there.
out due to Tafari having a bit of an incident at the penultimate corner. Maybe with Frantic, because he is coming in for a front wing change onto the soft compound of tyres. So maybe a bit of an incident between Haas and Alfa Romeo, which is not ideal. But that's happened sometimes. Meanwhile, Benjamin's going to be loving this, keeping his lead over that medium tyre runner. Well, I checked the championship standings. It's 14 points, but now it's 16 points. So it's 16 points in the championship, so Ben is doing all he needs to at the moment. So this is a very vital race for the championship.
Yeah, this is allowing Ben to get a bit of a relaxation period, focus, save a bit more ERS, which will help him defend a little bit longer. The DRS, though, will become available very soon, and Heischer, unfortunately, slightly over the delta, and that's given them a drive-through penalty. They're going to have to serve that within the next few laps. I would recommend to them that they stay out for as long as they possibly can. That's actually Robbo going for the move immediately. Heischer does stay out as expected to get that DRS train, but that was very, very weird right there as Robbo managed to make the move, I assume, as Heischer has to lift off a little bit, gets a bad run because of getting that penalty. But that was a weird one. The race is back on. Benjamin leads the way. They got enough of a gap to defend from this as well. Will Cohen go for the send? No, he will not, but a bit of a interesting situation there for Nifo. I don't know if that would be considered an incident as they were just going for a slight look. Nifo, I don't know if there was actually space at all, but luckily no one's been affected right there, and they're good to go. This is Vale, though, is trying their best to go for this move sooner rather than later. Ben has to go slightly defensive, but realise that Vale won't go for that move, and they just take the racing line.
Yeah, I've just noticed that Gilly's lost another position. He's all the way down to P9 as things stand at the moment. Larlick is going to be targeting him next on that really soft tyre, which is going to be much faster as Heisler is now coming into the pit lane, keeping to the white lines fantastically. And he's going to be serving that drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. That's the fine margins. Can't speed under VSC, otherwise that'll happen.
It is. Curran gonna possibly look for a slingshot here. If he can try and push on the ERS, he might be able to go for a move on Benjamin. This is Vale surely gonna have a look on Benjamin on this lap. I don't know. Curran wants to find a way, but they can't get close enough. Seems like they maybe made a mistake. I don't know. Benjamin leads the way this time. Vale is gonna go for the move on to the outside line as Benjamin, I assume, is going to let them go. The right-hand driver, they don't need to lose anything right now. If they can stay within the DRS of this Vale, that would be perfect for them. But Cohen is right there. Benjamin had a bit of a squabbly moment, but even worse there for Cohen as he rides the curb, takes a bit of a risk, and unfortunately it did not pay off. Nifo right behind him, not going to be able to make a move right now, but Cohen 5 tenths behind. Is he even going to have a chance at going for a move with the double DRS? I don't think so.
No, I think on that medium tyre, although he will be faster, maybe the straight line speed won't be enough, because remember, the DRS is powerful, mind you, but it's not as powerful as it was in the previous game. So maybe Benjamin has just been, I get out of jail free cards. And speaking of getting out of jail, Nifo is going to maybe look for a move on Cohen, but he can't make the move. He needs to be careful, of course. And speaking of careful, I think he got a bit of a tap there from Robbo. Did he?
I don't know. All of a sudden ghosted. Robbo's lost a little bit of time as well, so I assume there might have been something. I don't know if it was that significant, but it wasn't ideal, of course. Once again, I have to say, I'm not trying to make excuses here, but it's extremely fine margins at Austria. As we saw yesterday, it can just be so difficult, such a high-speed circuit, and everybody's trying to find any kind of advantage. So you really have to be on the ball, and it's very easy to make a slight mistake that will be significantly affecting your race. Currently, we have the top train, of course, with the top 5 drivers, although Benjamin, has he kept the DRS here? Let's look at the front wing or rear wing. No, they have not, and Cohen is going to have a great opportunity to make this move. Benjamin, he needs to try and prevent Cohen from getting away easy, but he makes a mistake and he swoops through already. I don't believe it. Robbo's going to pass him as well. Nifo also will be ahead. Benjamin, that was absolutely crucial, and he couldn't have done anything worse. Tries to send it back on Robbo. He will have the DRS, but the hard tyres, they will not allow him to get better traction. That's going to be P5. All the Albers trying to catch up the best they can, but they've got Dave Raptors for company right behind as well. They're on that medium tyre. Compared to the hard tyre, Dave Raptors go for a slightly inside manoeuvre, but it wouldn't have been enough, and he stays behind. Gilly trying to stay within these guys. The harder these guys battle, the easier it will be for him to catch up. Robbo's round. Robbo's round. Oh, no, no, no. That's looking like a spin on the exit of turn 6 onto 7. And they spin again. Contact with the wall. I hope that's not damage. But that was crucial. That's not what we want to see. Oh, such a shame there for Robbo. Benjamin makes that move. And he's now in P3, of course. Because of that, a 10-second will be removed. That is not legitimate for Robbo, unfortunately. But he's going to take it to the pit lane. Have to go for a slightly early pit stop, and he can still go to the end on these tyres. Cohen loses the position there to Nifo. He doesn't need to worry at the moment, so Cohen needs to be strategic here, and actually he is far enough ahead to prevent Ben from getting that DRS, so Ben's going to lose a lot of time here. This is actually very good news for Cohen, even though he just got overtaken.
Yeah, Cohen can use Nifo as a little slingshot here over Benjamin on that hard tyre. This is about maybe this lap or maybe the next lap will be the switchover point between the hard and medium pace, although there was a VSC, so it might be a bit later on, because the hard tyres can become very good around about this time of race, as we see Mizzy making a mistake and resetting to track. Unfortunately, that'll be a 10-second penalty for them. But going back to the subject of the tyre situation, those hards will be better. So Dave Raptors and Oliver Albers in a little battle right now. Dave might be a bit happier to see that the laps are going by quicker, because now he's going to have a lot more pace under his belt because of, well, I mean, obviously the tyre deficit. But coming into turn 3 in a moment's time, Oliver Albers uses a bit of VRS. He's blinking on the light a little bit. Gilly lurking in the background. Is Albers going to go for the move down the inside into turn 3? No. He opts to stay behind for now. Is he going to get a good enough exit to maybe challenge him into turn 4? It's a decent exit. It's a good enough exit challenge. Dave Raptors is not going to use his ERS. It doesn't look like. Coming into turn 4 now. Is he going to look for the move down the inside? No, he decides to stay behind for now and wait for another opportunity.
At the moment, it looks like it might be the better idea to just stick behind, get any advantage you can, of course, because if you can stay within the DRS, you're going to lose less time than you would because of tyre wear, of course, if that makes any sense. Cullen also is getting that significant advantage. It's even though Benjamin is on the better tyre, Vincent Vale is round as they lose the car on the final corner, and the safety car is out. This is, I'm gonna say, good for Cohen, because he can make a pit stop. I don't know though, the tyres are still not gonna be ideal. We're gonna be under the safety car for about 2 to 3 laps, so that could be good for Cohen, but it's not great timing. I do not believe it. This is Vale leads the way. They don't exactly have that much pressure. They've just bottled it on that final corner. That's them out of this race. That's going to bring Robbo back into this one. Everybody behind as well. The strategies are going to be very mixed up.
Well, I know who this is going to help a lot. This guy had a lot of pace earlier on in the sprint race, although he did make a bit of a mistake. On the medium tyre, Mildil Mate, along with Oliver Albers on that medium tyres, and Cohen on the alternate strategy. I can't believe I'm saying that now. However, on the alternate strategy, right, these lot are going to pit, obviously, for the hards. I'd hope so anyway, as Logic and JJ already have, and they're going to go to the end of the race, and then they stop again. However, the hard runners need to extend 18-19 seconds to the rest of the field on older tyres. Now, if you're thinking about it that way, then it's going to be tough as hell. They might have the track position, and there might be a bit of battling going on, but people like Ben, Niffle, and Dave Raptors is coming in. What's he boxing for? Softs?
Okay, maybe banking on another safety car. I mean, a circuit like this, it might not be the worst idea, but still, it's an incredible risk. Cohen just about gets ahead of Mio Diomati. As you said, Mio Diomati is going to be back into this race. Great to see them back here. They are going to have some pretty quick tyres, but I reckon Cohen, having a couple of laps to warm up these tyres, it's not going to be that easy to get past them, especially with the pace that we know he has in the car, the potential with that car he has. He's only got 2 cars to pass until he will be leading for the EU Championship as well. Nifo leads the way. They just need to focus on themselves. Benjamin leads the way for the EU drivers, so back where he started this race. strategy-wise for Benjamin, like you said, it's going to be hard to stay ahead, but he can do it. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get any time penalties. I think time penalties will be the key part of this race.
Oh, Neville spotted the safety car! Neville's bottled it under safety car. I can't believe it. How's he done that? He's going to get disqualified from blocking the pit lane if he's not too careful. Oh,
no.
wow.
That is a weird one. So we've seen that in the past. We've seen that in the past as people just kind of lose a bit of concentration. They ride the turn 9 curb, bottom out, lose the car. Even in the old game, we saw that. So yeah, that is another victim of turn 9 being taken, unfortunately. That it will be Nifo to P11. He's got a lot of hard work to do. Only one higher tier driver left in this race. Everybody else, whether they're reserve or EU driver, they will score normal points. So right now it's all to play for with the top runners. At this stage, Cohen is the net race leader, and he's only got 2 cars to pass to be that leader, and he needs to get that lead early on, because he's got to be careful under the safety car conditions, otherwise he could find himself in a bit of trouble. But yeah, that is gonna mix things up, because now Benjamin has pretty much no chance of DRS train unless Mizzy goes for the move.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miffle making a mistake, just like his championship. And I'm joking, Niffle. I'm joking. No, I can't say that. No, we've seen that in the past, though. Obviously, just said around Austria, but
okay.
Okay,
I expected that. Sorry, I expected that. Mizzy is going to have to react. Of course, Robbo was right there. They weren't exactly close enough, but I reckon they were close enough to go for the late safety car coming in. Yeah, pretty crazy. Will Ben go for it early? Yes, they will. Despite the tyres being cold, they want to take it full advantage, and this guy is going to have a great opportunity. If he can handle the cold tyres, I don't know how it's going to go. It's going to be crucial. He's going to go for the inside move already, side by side, onto the grass as he dips 2 wheels in. He is ahead. He will take that move. Will Mizzy try and get back through? No. Just going to defend the other cars behind. Now there's side by side with Dave Raptors on that soft tyre. He's absolutely rapid, but is he going to be able to make any more moves right now? No. He has to make the moves as quick as he possibly can to make use of this tyre advantage. There is Mio Diomati losing time to Oliver Albers as he's now on the inside, then to the outside line. This guy on the soft tyre, so he's going to have all the pace in the world. Is he going to be able to hold on to it, though? I don't know. Mizzy gets himself a time penalty. Cohen in P2. Brilliant stuff for him. Dave Raptors is through. We got a yellow for Oliver Albers, I think, unfortunately, as that was a mistake. I wasn't actually looking at the screen. I was looking at the timings, unfortunately, so I'll have to check that one out later. Both horses, unfortunately, having issues. They are not needing to make another pit stop, so they can still get back into this race. But that was very, very, very interesting. Dave Raptors up to P3.
Yeah, Dave Raptors has got a great opportunity here. If he can get in front of these hard runners quite quickly. Speaking of getting in front, Cohen going right around the outside of Benjamin into turn 3, does the zingy on him, and he makes the position. He sticks into he keeps P1. Sorry. Wow, my speech is absolutely horrible. As here comes Dave Raptors coming into turn 4. He's going to go down the inside, but he's going to get squeezed onto the curb a little bit. Cohen playing it tactically here, giving him enough room to go down the inside, but compromising his run because he has the better grip. Obviously, due to the soft tyres, he's pushing them onto that curb, and that's unable for him to get the traction down. And speaking of, he loses the car, and now Mizzy is going to be all over the back of Dave Raptors coming into the last few corners and starting the next lap. Dave Raptors making an absolute vital mistake, maybe showing that the hard tyres are going off already. Is Cohen also loses the back end. There's a bunch of mistakes going on at the moment.
Absolutely mental. This is a bit of a get out of jail free card for Cohen, because now he's not going to have any trouble from the Williams, likely not to have trouble at all, because of course We do have the soft tyres who are going to be running out pretty quickly. Cohen will have a chance to turn 4. Has to use the main straight as a build-up. That is Gilly making the move? No. Yes. No. That is Mio Diamati staying ahead right now. Will Gilly be able to get a good enough run? No DRS there for Mio Diamati. Gilly's going to go to the outside line. Is he going to sweep around the outside? Yes, he will. Has the advantage. Understeer for the Alfa Romeo. The Ferrari loses the advantage and will give up the position. It's not worth the fight right now. That is Cohen and Benjamin. Carter Benjamin. Benjamin on the inside. Cohen now has the inside line. Do they have the advantage into turn 9? Ben is ahead. Cohen's going to let him go. Live to fight another day, but Cohen absolutely rapid right now. Another mistake there for Benjamin as he tries his best to hold on. Cohen will have a brilliant opportunity, but he needs to find a way past soon, otherwise it's going to be absolutely deadly. Dave Raptors loses positions as he makes a mistake on that final corner. Here we go. Cohen has the opportunity. It's their first real opportunity. They're going to have to try and go for the move into turn 3. Benjamin takes the racing line. On the brakes is Cohen. Benjamin looking for the switchback. Who got the DRS? I think it was Cohen, and it was. He is through. He leads the way. Benjamin powering on with the DRS. He's going to threaten him again. Goes defensive to the Williams. A switchback again might be possible, but it's not. It's blocked off by Cohen, and he's in the lead.
Absolutely fantastic stuff as Neffel's going for the move on JJ on his 14 lap old tyres, mind you. JJ blocks the inside, and Neffel's going to have the left to fight another day as he understeers a bit wide as those hard tyres are really starting to struggle at the moment. But what a move by Cohen to get past Benjamin. These two are having an absolutely worldie of a scrap. It's Dave Raptors, unfortunately, doing the risky strategy, and it's not paid off for the moment. However, we're going to go back to the lead pair of the Grand Prix. As Lorlex, who's came in? Matty's came in. Matty's came into the pit, so he didn't pit under safety car, which is odd. Now he's in to the pit lane for that hard tyres. However, back on board with these two once again, coming into turn 3. Will it be a roles reverse coming into the braking zone now? Benjamin's going to look for the move. He wants to dive up the inside. He really wants to go for the move. A great overtaking chance, but he just can't get the brakes on, and the power has let him down there. Those hard tyres not giving up enough fight, and he can't really find a way up into P1 at the moment. He's going to have to pit soon eventually anyway, and those hard tyres are really screaming at the moment.
He did have the energy advantage earlier on, I was going to say that, but he seems to be using everything he possibly can to try and stay ahead for as long as he can. 1.5 seconds is the gap between him, the car behind, and the next car as well. Both have time penalties. They are both Mercedes. They're going to be communicating, and they are almost in a bit of a DRS train, so they could be pretty dangerous here. Robbo, of course, has the superior strategy, so they're going to have to probably put Robbo at a priority here because Mizzy is on that slightly disadvantaged strategy. But Mizzy will be fighting Benjamin. Robbo will be trying to fight Cohen if they can catch up. But at the moment, there's a bit of a gap between those guys. Gilly also there on that medium tyre. They're going to have to use the pace right now. But I didn't realise Gilly on that medium tyre. It's a bit of a strange strategy.
And we know Gilly. He's good in the straight line, and he's good at making moves. So if he can just get that acceleration down on those better tyres, then maybe you'll have a chance as Niffle goes down the inside of JJ coming into turn 4. He's made the move before the corner, slotting in ahead. That's a little good move from Niffle up into P6. His next target will be Gilly, but Gilly is going to keep his eyes forward towards the two Mercedes. The Silver Arrows, as some people might call them, and as you said, Robbo on that prioritised strategy. He makes a mistake in his round! He's lost his front wing as well, he's going to come back onto the track, and thankfully, I am so thankful that the ghosting is on, otherwise that could have been a catastrophic incident. However, Mizzy making that mistake, losing his whole front wing, as he's going to come into the pits. Yeah, he's not really entered the pits correctly, which is going to have to be looked at. However, he's lost his front wing and he's going to be absolutely miles behind. So one Mercedes down, the next one for Gilly to chase down is now Robbo and P3.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to... Oh, Benjamin on the inside, fighting back, 17 lap old tyres. That is absolutely mental. I don't know where that's come from. The DRS, of course, is strong. I didn't realize it was going to be that powerful because, of course, his tyres should be good to go. Benjamin right now trying to stay as long as they possibly can, waiting for any chance of a safety car. We will see them pit within the next 2 laps at least. I think that is Larlock losing a position, as that is the Haas trying to get back through. But yeah, that was a weird one. I didn't expect Benjamin to go for the move right there.
Yeah, Ben seems to have a lot of pace on these hard tyres. It's the consistency, the fast, smooth driving of Ben is making that tyre work. Somehow, I don't know how he's doing it. Even myself on the hard tyres, we're struggling at this point. I think all of us were in the F1 race, but Ben's going against what the tyre and the stats say, and he's going for it again. Is he going to use his ERS coming into turn 3 now? He's going to look for a move up the inside, however, to no avail. He's going to have to wait for the next lap potentially. However, the pit stops are coming up, especially for Ben and Niffle on that hard tyre.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Gilly in P4, they can't seem to catch up to Robbo. Now, Benjamin fighting Cohen. He has actually allowed Robbo to get closer. Now, I wonder if this was Benjamin's plan, because if he can get these guys close to one another, then it will be easy for him to catch up later on, because he is, in theory, on the more disadvantaged strategy. Now, will that be a problem later on? I don't quite know. Gilly not within DRS range of the cars ahead. They don't have any time penalties, luckily. They do have a higher tier driver that might be able to give them DRS shortly. Robbo right now very, very close to the back of Benjamin. They're going to want to look for a move, and actually, has Benjamin lost DRS range here? Yes, he has. Robbo now going to have a look at an opportunity. They can see the flashing light on the McLaren. They have the beneficial tyres. Are they going to try and send it? Not yet. Benjamin is ahead, but he's going to have a possible chance at turn 4. No. Brilliant exit there from the McLaren, and he's probably not going to be able to get back through.
Yeah, not at the moment. Robbo on that much better tyre, 8 laps younger tyre, so this shouldn't be an issue for him. However, Ben, as we said before, he's fantastic. One very good driver, and he's able to make those tyres last quite long, which I've noticed with some of the EU drivers. They're very good at conserving those tyres, but pushing very hard at the same time. Now, coming through into the last corner, it looks like though Ben can't really ride those curbs as much though. Although his driving is good, maybe the car is just physically not allowing him to ride some of those curbs, as he made a bit of a mistake before the penultimate corner. Now coming onto the main straight now, it will be Benjamin and Robbo into turn 1. He's not going to make a move here, obviously not. He's going to turn the DRS off, thinking much better of it, and now he's going to make a move into turn 3. Is he going to use the battery? Yes, the battery has turned on, as you can see by the little green light on the steering wheel. Benjamin's light is flashing, which signifies low ERS. Coming into turn 3 now. He's going to go down the inside of Benjamin. Benjamin's going to try and get the switch back. It gets good traction. It gets very good traction. That is absolutely fantastic from him. And now coming into turn 4 now, he's going to go left or right. He's going to go right around the outside. Coming into turn 4, he's going to loop it right around the outside. He's going to get the traction down. He's going to get it down. And coming into the fast left-handers now, he's going to have to poke his nose in. There's a bit of contact, and Robbo makes the move up at AP2. What a great battle that is. Benjamin cannot hold on with those older tyres, and now Robbo is going to be charging after Cohen.
That was absolutely incredible. Surely that's going to trigger a pit stop. He doesn't go for the pit lane. He's going to try and start. He's praying for a safety car right now. That is Robbo escaping massively. More mistakes there for Benjamin. Benjamin will get the DRS now, but he's possibly going to lose it. No, just about nabbed it onto the next straight. That's going to make it difficult for Niffo to make a move, but Niffo probably will want to make a move sooner rather than later for their race, of course. Yes, they will. They're also on the same strategy. That's actually probably a good idea for Niffo to make that move, according to Ben at least, because he can get the DRS that he's now probably lost. Slingshot for Niffo. He's now in the DRS to Robbo. That is a yellow, and that is for JJ, unfortunately, who was in the battle, no longer is. Larlock's going to try and catch up now. JJ's tyres are going to be pretty toasty. Surely the time penalties will be coming here. These guys are praying for that safety car, but by doing that, by going the extra 2 laps, they're giving them less of a chance to catch up on that medium tyre. It's going to give them less time to catch up. They're not going for the pit lane.
Yeah, not for the moment. Ben stays out again. Gelly, by the way. Gelly's on the back of this round about top 5 battle. On that medium tyre, of course, it is a lot younger. However, the medium tyres will wear it more. So it's going to be interesting to see where the switching point is, considering that they're not the same age. So Gelly at the moment has a little bit of a pace advantage, and he's catching up. However, the straight line speed doesn't seem to be that good, although I think they might be using ERS further up.
Yeah, they do have the double DRS, of course, so it kind of cancels everything out. I have a question. Will Gilly be able to stay out for the rest of this race if they be careful?
I wouldn't bet your money on it.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to go and say no. I reckon they have to follow Benjamin and Nifo into the pit lane, or if they really wanted to risk it, wait for softs, but I don't know if that's even going to be really possible. Possible, okay, maybe I'll say yes, you can probably go to lap 18 on the mediums, but pace-wise, that'll be absolutely treacherous. It's maybe not even worth it. Now, Robbo is staying ahead of DRS range. Cohen's got themselves a 3-second, and they're actually losing time to Robbo. So Cohen, he needs to do something. And Robbo's actually got nothing to lose in this championship. He is out of the championship battle. That does mean that Cohen could be under threat here with these guys both having equal time penalties. Of course, Robbo gonna get a 10-second removed after this race.
Yeah, of course, Robbo having that a bit of an instant error run, which the game decided to penalise him for, which is a bit silly, but however, ignore that. They are both on 3 seconds, and that's how it's going to stay for the time being. These top 5 aren't really looking to make manoeuvres for the moment. However, the pit stops will be coming up for some driver, well, 3rd, 4th, and 5th definitely at some point. However, when will that be? Are they, how about I raise this question to you? Are they going to softs, do you think?
Well, I don't know how long the softs really last around this circuit. Of course, there's a lot of straights. No one going to the pit lane again. Benjamin had a quick look. Maybe he's trying to get Gilly to react, but no, doesn't opt for it. Yeah, I don't know if the softs would be enough. I would say that they'd probably want to wait until around about lap 30 to go for the softs. Personally, that's my personal preference for a set of soft tyres. Maybe lap 29, but other than that, you probably don't really want to go too much further. So by pitting on lap 26, 27, you're going to have at least about around about 10 laps on the car, or on the tyres I should say, and that's probably going to be dead towards the end, and I don't know if a DRS frame would be enough of an advantage compared to a set of hard tyres, although they're pretty old as well.
Yeah, I mean, strategy is going to be very important come the end of the race. And speaking of coming to the closing end of the race, it's lap 25, and Benjamin has lost DRS to Nifljan, and Niflo hasn't even got it on Cohen and Robbo. Robbo showing excellent pace here, as Highshore has gone for a move on the ball for P7, so Highshore's doing a good recovery job, trying his best to get back, and he may actually have a chance, Heish. Let me check the gap to the leader, 22. My math isn't good, -4, that's 18. So Heischler, when they pit, is going to be in the fray to attack Gilly and Benjamin, as well as Niffle. So Heischler looking absolutely fantastic here, so don't rule him out of the podium.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy right now. So looking at the grid, you see JJ 12 seconds behind. By pitting, Benjamin, Gilly, Niffer, they won't actually really lose that much, which is quite a blessing in disguise. Maybe they should have pitted a bit earlier on, because they would have been in the DRS train and not exactly had dirty air from anybody else behind. They might be threatened by Heischler if he can catch up, and with the tyre situation for him, he probably will be able to catch up. So Heischler might try and fight those guys later on. Robbo and Cohen, I'm very, very interested to see how this goes. Will Robbo try and go for the move, or is he going to just stay behind? I will say he's probably going to try and go for the win.
Ben's made a mistake! Ben's went onto the gravel, coming out of the fast double left, and Gilly's now made his move up into P3 for the EU drivers. Who's that? Is that Dave Raptors, the ghost car? Yeah, he's pushing on for the moment. He's hoping that maybe he can get back into this race. It's always a possibility. And let's hope he doesn't distract these guys too much. These two, P1 and 2 in the championship, P3 and 4 on track for the moment. And now look at the ERS situation.
He does have significantly more tyre advantage compared to these guys. So he just needs to get past Gilly, and then he'll be good to go. And around a circuit like this, I'm sure he's not really going to be complaining too much, of course, because he will get DRS from the Ghost car. As long as he can stay within, though. I reckon they're going to be pitting soon, and I don't know if they realise this, but Heischler is going to be a threat very soon. For McLaren's sake, JJ's got to try and prevent Heischler from getting past. So that's going to be an interesting situation as well. Gilly, at this stage, might consider not making a pit stop. Niffo, not going for a pit stop. Benjamin, not going for a pit stop. They are going for the soft tyre. They have to go for the soft tyre. They're just praying that the safety car comes out.
Can I just say, just to make this a bit more spicy, oh, that's Dave Rappers, never mind. My apologies. To make this even more spicy, I've been checking the lap times on the race director, and Heischler is by far the fastest guy. Oh, sorry. Robbo going for a move on Colin coming into turn 3. Colin's going to close the door, and Robbo cannot find a way through for the moment. Colin's trying to just defend that P1 as they've got the same amount of penalties. This is a battle for the race win, mind you, so he's going to have to push really hard. These guys look to be on similar battery from what I can see from the wheel. So, yeah, this is the battle. This is it for P1. Until the end of the race, these guys' tyres will die off, of course. However, obviously, well, they're going to make it to the end, but it will be a bit touch and go. And as I was saying before that battle did occur, Heischler much faster than anyone else at the moment on those fresher medium tyres. He's only been on there for 7 laps. So he will easily make it to the end, and now he's catching up to JJ. 9, 8 tenths. It's dropping every corner that's available. Even on the exits going onto the straights, he's gaining time just because of how much he gains. And Benjamin's in. Ben's in, but Niffle decides to stay out. So Benjamin finally pulling the pin as he goes into neutral. He loses about a second there. So that's not really what you want to see, as Dave Raptors makes another mistake, unfortunately. And coming onto the straight now, this is going to have to be McLaren masterstroke here. JJ wants to, well, I'm guessing they're telling each other in the VC to keep Heischler behind. Keep him behind, he can't afford to be escaped. Well, obviously from JJ from now, but he's keeping his own. And he's very good on the straights, that McLaren, as we emphasised before, so he's not able to make the move. As he goes a bit wide, nearly hitting JJ, which could have been quite horrendous. 5 seconds the gap is. So in 7 laps, he's meant to catch 5.5 seconds. Heischler, I think, acknowledges this and realises he needs to get a move on for the moment. So it's going to be a very tasty finish, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like he might have... Well, he's trying to put the pressure onto JJ to try and make him force a mistake early on. I don't know if 5 seconds is going to be enough for the tyres situation. Pitting a little bit earlier than I would have preferred for a set of softs, but that's just my opinion. Unfortunately, Dave Raptors making another mistake. That is Dave Raptors, correct? Yes, it is. I thought Larlick might have had a chance of staying with Benjamin, but unfortunately not for them. We do have a battle of the Haas's and the Mercedes, but the other Mercedes goes for the lead. Cohen gonna drop behind. Cohen's gonna be absolutely furious with this one. But Robbo is escaping on that straight. He's escaping on the straight. So it's devastating for Cohen here. Yes.
Heischler
trying to go for the move. Is it going to work?
He got squeezed onto the curb.
Okay. Has another opportunity though. Oh yeah. If you're close enough, you don't get the DRS. It cancels out. So close into the braking zone. Has the inside line. Has the advantage. The tyres should be there. Bit of a tap, but I don't think that was anything to really say. That is just racing. JJ on the inside, sending it back, so risky. Tiny amount of contact, wasn't enough to cause a spin. JJ absolutely sending it, risking everything, and I assume he's probably going to let his teammate go now, because it's not really, I'd say not worth fighting Heischler. He can still get the DRS, but yeah, they're going to be an interesting one. The top two, they're going to have to be very tactical with their driving. Cohen, at least, he will definitely have to be tactical, because he needs this win. Robbo wants this win, doesn't necessarily need it. Cohen needs this win, and he's going to have to figure that out for the final lap of the race.
Yeah, I just want to say that Niffle's still not pitted yet. I know it's off topic and not really the battle for the lead, but Niffle's deciding to do a drive until the tires explode challenge, which is what a certain guy done in Zambot last year, and it didn't really work out. That guy was a bit silly. So let's hope for his sake that doesn't happen. As he spins! Spinal Jan! He's round at the fast left-hander. Those guys, I mean, that counter has been susceptible to people the whole race. And Niffle has had a bit of an issue there, so his tyres going to be hot. He needs to come in. For goodness sake, Niffle, please get into the pit lane. Your tyres are absolutely shot. No, he's not going to the pit lane. Oh my days.
Okay, so he's going to try and be a little bit of a hero like he did in Singapore for the NA Championship with the tyres. Still worth a shot. I guess he's just trying to get a bit of track glory for now and say, yeah, I would have got at P4, but I didn't make a pit stop. Right, Gilly. Now, clean air, nothing to worry about. That's Cohen though, as we do have to watch on board. I think we're going to have to stick with these guys for the rest of this race. Cohen is nice and close to the back of Robbo. They can't get close enough to make a move. Robbo, I have to say, is very quick in a straight line.
Yeah, Robbo seems to be very good in the straight line, although looking at the steering wheel, seems to be a little bit less ERS for Robbo, so Cohen maybe playing this tactically as JJ retires. JJ retires out of turn 3, and that's a safety car! It's a safety car with 4 laps to go! Oh no. Oh my days. JJ, on not hard tyre, trying to secure a good points finish from McLaren, is now... Wait, hold on a minute. Gilly's going to come into the pits. Gilly coming into the pits, surely. Gilly, come on, you need to come into the pits. And he does. So Gilly is going to get a free pit stop at this. Will he get Ben? I don't believe so.
Will he win this race?
Oh, I don't know who's going to win this race, honestly. And I just want to mention that the top 2 have stayed out. However, everyone else and their mother is coming into the pit lane at the moment for a set of soft tyres. So this is absolutely insane. The top 2, it might not even finish Cohen and Robbo. Well, it's definitely not. We're on the soft tyres, so surely. Well, I mean, Benjamin goes up into P3. We expected that. Gilly P4 on that 4-lap fresher tyres. Oh my days. Oh, this is going to be an intense finish to the Austrian Grand Prix. Everyone into the pits. I'm assuming the Haas's, they don't come in. Meal Deal Matty looking to secure a good points finish. Obviously having a bit of bad luck. Oh no, he gets a 5-second penalty. I'll pass it over to you. I'm jinxing everyone. Despite
Benjamin being on a slightly old soft tyre, he will probably still have the advantage until the end of the race compared to the top 2. Now, Dave Raptor's retired from the session. That is in the pit lane, it seems, unfortunately for him. But yeah, I wanted to say he's still probably going to have the advantage. Time penalty-wise as well, he will have the advantage. Now, Gilly, he's going to have a lot of pace, and he might be able to jump Benjamin here. We're going to be, I'm going to assume, going racing on its lap 35, if I'm correct, Thingy.
We have to.
Yeah, so we're not going to be under the safety car for that much longer. It's going to be enough at least, though. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one goes, actually. It's going to be a little bit confusing. The top 2 just need to try and finish ahead of each other. And hope that they don't get past from the other guys. Also, Robbo needs to secure the best safety car restart that they've ever had in their entire life. Lap 34 to 36, we will be going racing at the end of this lap. I'm very, very, very confused. Not confused, surprised at what happened.
I'm just going to say, remember the last thing Mercedes had to say to car when he had to get a little bit restart? What happened then? Now, I'm hoping, voice crack, I'm hoping for his sake that Robbo gets a good launch and, safety car in this lap already, that's not even the third sector split. Safety car deciding, I'm off, Burton Mylander having enough of this job. He's left, and now the safety car will be in this lap. Well, at the end of this lap, we're going to have 2 laps of racing to decide who's going to win this race. Benjamin on those older soft tyres, he will be a bit more susceptible to everyone else behind him, but if he can just get ahead of those hard runners, then it's going to be looking good. Has Robbo gone for it? I'm not entirely sure. No, he's went for it a little bit, but then he decided to back off. When's he going to go for it? He can go for it for any time as long as he doesn't overtake the safety car before it enters pit lane. As long as he stays behind, he's not going to go for it yet. Is he going to wait right until the end? That would be a very smart place. He's getting a hit up the bum from Cohen. Cohen really wants to go, and he's gone for it. Cohen being very eager to get the throttle down, and he's caught him off guard though, coming into turn 1. However, Benjamin's going to look for the move down the inside. It's side by side between Oliver Albers and Neville Jan. Into turn 1 on the hard tyre. Albers cannot get the grip. And Neville's up into P5 and now into turn 3 now. Here comes Benjamin on Cohen. Is he going to be moving for the move? Of course he is. He's on the soft tyre, but yet again, Ben struggling. Oh no, Heischler's made a mistake and he's crashed into multiple people. I feel like I don't want to comment on that because I didn't actually know exactly what happened. Neville going around the outside of Oliver Albers once again. He's keeping his foot in and there's a bit of contact between Albers and Neville coming out of turn 4 now. And the top 2 have actually stayed the same. So, coming on to the final lap in a few moments' time, it's going to be Robbo from Cohen who's leading the way. Benjamin on that soft tyre. He's pushing so hard, he needs to get ahead. Gilly's going to be right there. However, he's letting Neville go. He's letting Neville go. Is Neville going to play a big factor in the last dying moments of this race? Of course, remember, he does not decide the results. However, Gilly might use him to his advantage. The final lap now, Cohen is absolutely being swarmed by everyone on the soft tyres. Robbo's ran away from everyone at the moment. He's absolutely flying. Coming into turn 3 now on the last lap. Benjamin are down the inside of Cohen into turn 3. This time, he's going to make the move stick. He's going to push him away a bit, but Cohen actually gets the traction down on that hard tyre. I can't believe it. And now Benjamin with a bit more ERS. He's going to make the move up into P2, but he won't be able to catch Robbo, I don't think. Cohen trying to go around the outside, but he's unable to. Benjamin pushes him wide a bit, and here comes Neville. Neville's going to come down the inside of Cohen, and it's going to change to the outside for the fast left-hander. He rolls around the outside of him, and that's him up into P3. However, his result won't count. And now Gilly is going to use all he's got left. A lot of battery left, and he's going to go for the move on Cohen into the last 2 corners. He's done it. Gilly's up into P3 now for the EU drivers, but coming around the last corner now, Robbo's done it. He's finally got a race win under his belt once again. It's Robbo who wins. However, Benjamin wins, doesn't he? He gets the penalty. He gets it on penalties, I think. So I think it's a 1-2 for the 2 championship leaders of Benjamin and Gilly. And Neville in P3. Wow. What a finish.
What a switch up, didn't expect that one. Curran, unfortunately, having issues, it seemed on the restart, just couldn't find the pace. For the guys ahead, yeah, that's that. That's the Austrian Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very, very exciting in the end. A big, big mix-up. And we'll look at the results right now, if I can look at the results. Oh dear. Zingy, I'm going to ask, can you look at the results at all? If you're
yes,
still in the lobby? And could you possibly record them? Because right now it doesn't look like we can look through it. There you go, now we can. Benjamin takes the win. Gilly in P2. Then we've got Niffo in P3. We've got Larlet, Cohen, Frantic, Mio Diamati, Robbo, Oliver, Albers, and then Heischler in P10, followed by Mizzy, who will be classed as finished. Then we have JJ, Dave Raptors, Isabel, and Tafari all DNFing earlier on in this race. The race director is not available, weirdly. Okay, usually we do get this available, but unfortunately it's not. So we're going to have to hope that somebody else has got this. If not, might be a bit of an issue. Okay.
I'll try my best. There's a lot of things to screenshot, so it's... Yeah, I'll get that for you.
Are you able to just Alt F9 and then record it?
No, my software isn't working for the moment.
Lovely. Alright, we'll sort that in a bit. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you in a bit for the post-race interviews. Hello everyone and welcome to the post-race interviews of the Austrian Grand Prix. That was a pretty crazy ending. There we start the interviews with Heisler. Heisler, great pole position. Unfortunately it didn't work out later on.
Yeah, my first pole position I think in LSI, so that's something. From there it just got downhill every moment, to be honest. But yeah, I got fucked over by the virtual safety car in the beginning. I had like 0.025 left on my delta. It was green and then it still gave me a drive-through, which was frustrating. So yeah, pretty much the game fucked me over, but we live and we move on.
Yeah, still progress made, of course. Pole position showing the potential even more. So progress, it's there. Slow, but it is there. So you can get there eventually. It's a shame, but the next circuit, Belgium. Do you like that one?
Yeah, I do like it. I think I can have a good revenge there if I do it like this weekend on quali.
Yeah, fair enough. Really great effort. It was a shame that we couldn't see you further up the order, but it is what it is. Yeah. One last question: how would you describe your race in 3 words?
Can I say the F word?
I'd prefer not to, but if you must say it, life or death situation, then you can do.
Fuck this game.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well done today.
See ya.
And we move on to Benjamin. Ben, taking a win. That's what you need for the championship. Well done.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Apparently a bit of controversy over the matter, but we'll see. I had my stream on. But yeah, I had pretty decent pace what I weren't expecting. Qualifying was good with, what was it? Cohen got disqualified, so that was nice. And then starting P3, so got a pretty decent one. Robbo spun on back of Eichler and then just got Eichler on penalties. Eichler had so much more pace than me in that sprint. Race, I went hards, and then the safety car wasn't a good deal. But I was able to keep on to Cohen for like a fair few laps battling him on 10 lap older tyres, so that was good.
Yeah.
And then my plan was just to keep the hard tyres going as long as possible. Just try and get to softs and build up a gap between the slower drivers at the back. So I was able to like slot in behind JJ and Ash and started catching on them, and then safety car came out, JJ spin. And, yeah. Pushed on Cohen, got Cohen, and then just chilled behind Robbo, make sure I'm in that 3 seconds, because I was pretty sure that 10 seconds was getting removed.
Yeah. Great news for you there. So really well done. Does this give you a lot less pressure going into Belgium? Are you confident now?
I think I worked it out. I need 31 points or something like that on Cohen. So, I mean, that was just like getting second for 2 races, I think, and then like a decent like lower result. So, this is a lot better getting the sweep on the weekend. So, wait, did I? Yeah, I got sprint. Yes, that's the sweep. Just got to worry about the Gilly now.
Yeah, really well done. One last question: how would you describe your race in 3 words?
I ain't got 3 words. Pretty dang good.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort. We move on to Gilly. Gilly, looking really good. You're on fresh tyres. You let Nifo go. What was your thinking behind that?
I wanted him to be my little torpedo. I wanted him to maybe kill a McLaren. That would have been lovely.
Do you not think you could have tried to get it with the fresher tyres?
No. Not without DRS. I can't overtake on this track. I can't do this track. I just can get overtaken on this track.
Fair enough.
So I wanted Ben to get into trouble. That was my game plan.
Were you going to try and stay out on those medium tyres?
Yeah, I think I could have done it. My tyre, they were on 68, I think, when I pitted. So it probably would have been about 80, so it is risky, but I had to risk it, didn't I, for the points. I need the points.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, really well done. It was a tough race. Are you happy with the overall result for the weekend?
No, because Ben beat me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you very much. On to the next one. Belgium. Do you like that circuit?
I'm gonna 0-0 wings, but that's the only bit I like about it.
Fair enough. Well, everyone get that into your notebooks. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Would have survived. I would have survived.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort.
Thank you.
And we move on to Mizzy. Mizzy, after that, was it after the safety car? I don't know. You're in a very good position at some point of the race. Your teammate right behind you as well. What happened?
Yeah, it was horrible. I don't know how to explain it. I was just on all tires. I was trying to push as much to close the DRS gap so I wouldn't hold up my teammate. But yeah, I was pushing very hard. Unfortunately, I spun it on the curb. So yeah, just unfortunate overall.
Yeah, it's a shame, but you still had the pace, the possibility to be up the order. Do you think you can get a bit of redemption into Belgium?
Yeah, I hope so. I think this was one of my best chances of doing like really good in a race. Like, this is my best track, but unfortunately, yeah, in qualifying, I went into turn 1, my controller disconnected, so I just went straight on, and then yeah, in the race was just hard fighting DRS trains, couldn't get past anyone. So yeah, I hope the next race is gonna be better, but I don't think it's on one of my best tracks. So yeah.
We can still be optimistic. It's a shame, but still progress is being made, and we know that you can fight for the top positions. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Horrible, painful, bad.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well done today. We move on to Nifo. Nifo, those tyres were done. I bet you're happy with that safety car right there.
Yeah, I think looking at the safety car, I don't think it was I was like, oh, well, people aren't gonna pit. The people on hards are not gonna pit, so it'll probably be fine. Everybody pitted. So I had a problem. So then me and Ben were there, and then little Nifo got distracted. And no, sorry, I did it intentionally because I wanted to challenge myself, of course. So I went to the back, and from there I started fighting with everybody on new tires, with mine on the 20%, or like 22 or something like that. So that was fun, just fighting for the field. And then when I spun, because my tire was 80% on the left tire, so yeah, I had no grip on that. And then a lap later, or 2 laps later, the safety car came out, so that helped. I got a penalty with a few of the warnings where I got pushed off the track, which I don't really agree on, but I mean, it's not my tier, so that doesn't even matter that much to me. It's not gonna matter anyway. It's just for the fun. Yeah, and then just the final bit on the softs was just a bit of fun to try to close down. I had some questionable driving against me again in the turn 3, and yeah, we move. It was fun. Let's say that it was fun.
Yeah, great effort today. You had a very, very eventful race, and it's going to be good data for going long on tyres, of course. So, you've got a lot of experience on old tyres now.
Try it again.
Belgium, do you think you can do well there? Maybe even go long on the tyres there?
Yeah, you know what? I think to come back Giddy, I'm just gonna remove my wings, just -5 wing, and then just get the easy win,
Fair enough. I mean, we saw that in the summer season at Australia. Eager Pro actually, in the wet, stayed out with no front wing, and it made him faster. So
Yeah, I think that's the right strategy to do, Just
Fair
take all the
enough.
wings off, and then, be better.
All right. Well, good luck at Eau Rouge. One last question. How would you describe a race in 3 words?
Oh, my tires!
Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Well done today.
Thank you.
We move on to Oliver. Oliver, Not too bad of a debut. It's not the result you want, but still, you had some very, very exciting racing. We were focusing on the race leaders, but we did get to see some pretty good stuff from you. Are you happy with that, as it's just your first race?
No, completely not. There was so much more I could do, but I didn't have the time to practice or get a setup, so I was just racing on a clean sheet of paper and trying to make the best out of it. I had some pretty early incidents, lost a bit of front wing that wasn't like worth replacing, but still chipped away of my lap times. And yeah, it was just overall pretty painful. I wish to like do better next race.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, joined pretty late on, so it's understandable. From what we did see, though, you have a lot of potential, so that's good to see. Hopefully, next race, Belgium, we can maybe see you again, and you might be able to have a little bit more practice in and get a better result. Do you think you can do well there, or if you're not going to be there, do you like the circuit?
I like the circuit, and I'm definitely gonna be there. I'll have a setup, and I'll practice. I'll hope to get like into the top 5 this time, because there was like pace this race to be in top 5, but I couldn't just hold on to it.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
pretty
the
bad.
consistency from practice is what you were looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Really great effort. Great to see you as well. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Could have been better.
Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time on Today.
All right, thank you.
We move on to the final interview. Robbo, that was pretty intense. It wasn't easy the entire way through. You had a lot of pace towards the end. Are you happy with that race?
Yeah, I mean, considering I spun out at the start and was pretty much plumb last to finish first on track. Yeah, who wouldn't be happy with that? Yeah, there was lots of overtakes, lots of action. It was a good race.
Yeah, the time penalty, that big 10-second, I think is a pretty slam dunk removed one, because you went quite significantly off track, didn't gain anything, so pretty unfortunate. Hopefully it didn't affect the rest of the race, but Belgium, do you think you can do well there? It seems that your second phase of each race is a lot stronger. Will that help you?
Yeah, I mean, Belgium will be a pretty mad race. I'm sure just with the track. It will definitely be interesting who goes for the top speed setup and then for the high downforce in Sector 2. So I think there will also be some good battles, and maybe I'll have a race without some incident happening, or me spinning or crashing out in qualifying. That would be quite nice.
Yeah, it's yet to come, but still, great pace. It was really good to see today, and well done. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Lots of overtaking.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Great effort today, well done.
Thanks.
And that has been it for the post-race interviews. Thank you very much from me, and I'll pass you over to Zingy.
Yeah, thank you everyone for the fantastic race. I really enjoyed that one. 2 races to go in the championship. Things are really heating up. We hope to see you next time for the Belgium Grand Prix. That's not going to be a sprint race, it's going to be a one single race. But I mean, around Spa, you can't really miss it. So we hope to see you next time on Friday and Saturday for the LSI Championships. And remember, the open lobbies on Tuesday as well. So
Tuesday will
anyway,
now be the winter season. Just putting that in
oh
there.
yes, sorry. My apologies. Tuesdays will be the winter season. I did forget about that. So you can join us for that. That'll be great fun also. Some good hard racing. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.